Gotta find those rare times in between the massive amount of rain that's been going on to get outside here in nature. So, we're gonna go on another little adventure today.
But yeah, you're all set here, so we'll get you out before the kids actually get out.
Have fun with all the kids. I saw them up there. They're loud. Yeah, they're loud.
Good morning. How are you?
I would take that from you, but my hands are a little
You're good.
tied up right now.
I like it. Awesome.
All right.
Here you go. I can get you out whenever you're ready.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Enjoy. Have fun.
See ya. What's up, everybody? Vlog number 13. This was supposed to be done yesterday, but poker study kind of hijacked my brain, and then the sun dipped before I even pressed record on this, so it kind of worked out though. I needed the break, and this is one of those kind of things that I get to do to recharge. Hi there, little ducky. So that's all right. I took a day off. We've had so much rain going on lately that it's really hard to kind of time when I can come out here and go kayaking. And I happened to look at the weather yesterday to see, oh, it's actually going to be pretty nice out this morning. It's going to rain later on today, but it's supposed to be nice out this morning. So I went and I booked a kayak for this morning, and I went to book, and they had no single kayaks left. I'm like, what in the world is going on? But they did have some double kayaks, so I booked a double kayak. There's a huge slew of kids over there right now that are about to go out. They've got a large party, so they had it all booked up. But when I got here, fortunately, they did have one single kayak left, so I snagged it up. It's all mine. So the reason I didn't actually post a vlog yesterday or record anything is because I got deep into poker studying and prep and building all kinds of Notion templates for kind of streamlining my study process. I was doing it like it was my full-time job. Like, oh, well, yeah, it is my full-time job, but I didn't flake yesterday. I was building the back end of all my systems. And sometimes the most creative thing you can do is not create, but it's actually to study. And that's exactly what I did yesterday. Out here, everything kind of quiets down. I don't have any screens going on. I don't have any chaos. I don't have to do much thinking. It's pretty much the exact opposite of poker, so this is one of the ways I like to get back into my flow state and just kind of recharge. This is something new that I just started doing this year. I mean, I've gone kayaking before, but actually joining up with the program here at Capital Stand-Up Paddleboard here in Annapolis. They've got multiple locations, but granted, I live on the water, so I could easily just get my own kayak. Oh, the water level's way higher than it was yesterday. I can see the rocks are all covered. Yeah, I can get my own kayak. I live on the water, but then I got to deal with hauling all that around, or I got to put a kayak rack on my car, or I've got to get an inflatable, which means I got to inflate it and do all those kind of things. It'd be nice to do, but I figured, why don't I give myself a year or two of doing it this way, seeing if I actually enjoy it. And I do. This is our outer limit out here. There's only so much further we can go until we're going to start branching out into faster areas, wake zones, and getting out to the bay. So this is kind of where our limit is. So yeah, I didn't post yesterday. I didn't do any creation, but I'm still here. I'm still posting. I'm still growing. I'm still learning. I've had some really good interactions with a few people on here recently, both in the comments section and in private messages. So thank you guys for the support. It's great to see some other guys out here that are trying to get into this. Again, I really do recommend doing this 30-day vlogging challenge. Don't do it. Do it. It's not easy, but it's not supposed to be easy. It's supposed to challenge yourself. That's why it's called a challenge. I'm glad I did it though. This is really making it a lot easier for me to talk to the camera. I didn't pay attention to how many ums I said when I first started doing this, but you know what? I am not going to cut them out today. I'm not going to do a huge edit of those, and we'll see how much better I'm getting at it. We can go ahead and count on our own. I'll put the final tally right here. I don't count the ones where I'm actually talking about the specific words, so that one does not count. Now, unfortunately, coming down here this morning does mean that I skipped that 45, but that's okay. I've had some pretty good workouts this week. I'm still getting there. I didn't really drop any weight this week, but I'm also doing a lot more lifting that's going on at F45. They're all still very, very tough. When you take 8 months off from working out because of injury, trying to get back into things, like it really is just like starting all over again. So my stamina is just not what it was. I was always doing so much better with stamina. My strength is not what it was. And you can't expect that to come back after a month. It's going to take some time. It's probably going to take me 3 or 4 months to really kind of get back up to where I want to be with that. But at least I'm still out here doing some physical activity. Doesn't mean I don't get some kind of workout in. This is still a workout for the arms, workout for the mind. It's a really beautiful day out today. Right now, I'm fortunate enough to be in the shade, and in the shade, it's actually really great out here today, but you can kind of see some of these clouds over here that are going to do something a little bit later on. We've still got plenty of time. I got a long week of poker ahead of me. I don't know what that was that just jumped out of the water, but yeah, I got a long week of poker ahead of me. Weekends are always going to be the busiest now. Where I play at MGM National Harbor, we are the second busiest poker room in the country, so it's still busy during the week, but weekends are going to bring in your recreational casual players, you know, the guys that all think they have a chance at winning. And there's always a chance, but in the long run, if you don't know what you're doing and you think in the long run you can make some money at poker, you're not going to, because guys like me are going to eat you alive. I mean, yeah, come play poker. You've got a chance at any point. Anybody can win. It's just pure luck. One of the things I took some time to mess around with yesterday, because when I did my first 360 video in here, I bought this camera and started using it without actually knowing how to use it, how to use the editing software and everything. So right now, I can't tell you if the images in this are going to be perfect. I'll dive into better settings at some point. I'm going to do some more videos with the 360. But right now for the vlogging challenge, it hasn't really been my focus to focus on the gear just right now. So, but last time I did this, I went to edit it, and every time I was paddling and I would turn, the camera would move and I'd have to reposition it. And I didn't realize that there's like a lock focus mode that you can do, or a selfie mode. So I messed around with that a little bit yesterday, because the 360s now, you can actually set them to auto upload the data, your files, to the cloud. Right now I've got a trial with Insta 360. It's not too expensive. I think it's like $18 a year for 200 megabytes, and then it's like $60 some a year for a terabyte. I will probably go ahead and do the 1 terabyte, just because the convenience of the second I just plug this camera in to charge at home, it auto uploads all the files to the cloud there. Now today I'm probably just going to go ahead and steal the files directly off the camera onto my phone, because I want to do a quick edit of this before I head out to work. I'm going to cut out a couple of clips here and there, but other than that, I am not going to edit out the ums and all those kind of things, because I really want to take a look at how that's coming along. I know that means that I need to probably slow down my speech a little bit and think about what I'm going to say before I get there. And I'll get there. But I know from doing enough of these edits at this point to know that I'm by far getting better than where I was when I started this whole process. So yeah, don't expect too many crazy edits or anything on this. I'm just going to cut out some of the dead silences and everything. But I wanted to get this posted up today to show you I am still out here doing stuff. I've still got a bunch of different vlogs planned. But because I took some extra time off on Wednesday, that means I got to make up these hours with work. And what better time to make up those hours than on the weekend? My buddy Mike is going to be coming along with me tomorrow. Mike is a school teacher. He just plays recreationally for fun, but he's a profitable player. It's just very small profit, but he just enjoys the game. He enjoys the social aspect of it, and I enjoy playing with him. He's one of my absolute best friends in the world, and we are probably going to do a marathon session tomorrow, and that means that it's going to be, you know, probably a 12 to 14 hour session. Those are not easy to do, but I will say they are easier to do when you're with a friend at the table. Now, I've got a lot of friends in the poker room, people I'm friendly with, but how many of them I actually hang out with outside of the poker room? Extreme few. Although there's a few that I absolutely would, and we should probably make that happen. But my free time is fairly limited. And it's only going to get worse when school starts up next month. If I haven't talked about that school very much, I decided, I worked in finance a long time ago, and maybe one day I'll tell the story about how things went with that. Needless to say, I do not work in that anymore. It's a very sketchy industry. I don't really want to be a part of that world anymore. It's very stressful. It's very high strung. And you were never off work. It was constant emails, texts, phone calls, things going on. You never got to leave work behind. And, you know, look, some people live to work, some people work to live. I work to live. There are some times that I really love what I do. You know, even with poker, man, I love playing poker. But there are some days where I don't feel like going in. I was a DJ for 20 some years, and, you know, I loved it for a long, long time. But it also got to a point where, like, I didn't want to be there anymore. It got old with me. I don't know if that's the ADHD and I just get a little bit bored. But the one thing I would say about poker, I will always play poker my entire life. I love playing the game. I love the camaraderie. I love the people mixing, you know, the different kind of people that you get to meet. I love the challenge. I love the strategy behind it. I love the psychology behind it. So I absolutely love the game. But it's highly stressful. You never know how much money you're going to make. You've got to have a big enough bankroll to kind of deal with the swings that are going to happen. And that stress can get to you after a while. And just like, you know, with DJing, I kind of at a point where I don't want to not like it anymore. So I'd like to get back to playing poker where I'm only playing, like, you know, 2, maybe 3 days a week at most. And it's hard to have a normal life when you work these kind of hours too. You're pretty much limited to dating much younger people, and I'm hitting an age where, you know, I don't want to do that anymore. Or you're limited to dating people that work in the kind of industry and stuff like that that pull crazy hours. So I am actually going to school starting in August. Going to Anne Arundel Community College here. We're actually rated, I think it's number 2 or number 3 community college in the country. They have a great radiological tech program out here. So yeah, think about the people that do your x-rays and such. And that can lead to different modalities, which I think I'll probably move into like MRI specialty at some point once I get through. Plus, I also live in a very good area for this. Maryland, DC is a big medical area. We've got Johns Hopkins here and a number of other great hospitals. So job stability is huge with that. I also like the ability that, you know, you can kind of work all the overtime you want. I also like that a lot of people choose to work different flex schedules where they might work like 3 12-hour shifts. And there's also, I've looked into it, and there are things such as travel MRI gigs. So you can actually do travel MRI where you're actually going someplace for 3 months and working there. That might be an interesting way for me to travel and do some different things. it'd just be nice to have something as a bit of a backup. And there is nothing wrong at 50 years old of going back to school and deciding to do something else with your life. I know a lot of people that are in their jobs they've been doing for a long time, and they are absolutely miserable. There's no point in staying in a job that you're miserable. I was proof that money did not buy happiness. I drove the really expensive AMG Benz and had the really nice house and everything, and I was stressed out to the max. I was overeating myself to death. I was overweight. I was not active. I was not sleeping. Not that I still sleep anymore, but there are better ways to live. Money does not buy happiness. It buys you things. They only make you happy for a brief moment. So yeah, I can get into a little bit how competitive the program is at some point, but I'm essentially going to have to be a straight A student for the next 2 semesters while I do all my prerequisites and get those things out of the way, while also managing to play poker full time and continuing to do these edits here. So, all right, guys, that's it for today. That is vlog number 13. Is that right? Starting to get a little hot out here. Vlog number 13 in the books. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you guys tomorrow for number 14. I'm going to knock one out before I head off and do my marathon session with my buddy Mike. See you guys. Peace.